Hello, everybody. Oh, it's so good to be back, man. I feel like, we haven't been doing this for quite a while.
Right.
Yes, but this is Mamak Sessions. I just like to say, welcome back, Shufei.
Hello.
Where have you been, man?
I've been doing other
Okay.
things.
We'll get to that in just a bit. My name is Jenny Boy.
My name is Ryan.
And of course, we got Shufei back at the show today. We have a very special guest, but before we get to that, Shufei, you've been missing for quite a while.
Yes, I'm back now.
Yeah, can you explain to our audience where have you been?
Well, I've been hosting for this other show.
Yep.
It's not a podcast. It's just a show that we review games and we unbox like cool techie stuff.
So
Yeah.
you're too good for our show already.
No
lah.
lah, but I have to do it every week. So like every time you guys want to record, right, I'm always at the other side.
Yeah, and she goes missing for about a few weeks. She comes back with a nose
Yeah.
piercing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck is wrong?
You don't see it now, but
It's like the first question I asked her was like, "Hey, is anything happening or not? Are you going through like
Right.
some hard times?" Because people tend to like go
Okay,
through.
no, okay.
like they pierce when
They
they're like
pierce
going
when
through
they are
something, or they
depressed.
get a tattoo or something like that.
Guys.
Right?
Yeah.
So are you okay? First
I'm
and
okay,
foremost.
okay. So
is that why
now
you've
I
been
have-
missing because you were depressed?
No, I feel
Okay.
really happy.
Okay.
What did you pierce? Tell us.
'Cause I'm happy.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get it for myself.
When
I
you're
got it.
happy and you know it,
Pierce your nose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very special guest. Okay, she is a friend of ours. We worked with her for a long, long time. Me and her, we go way back. In the days of radio, I met her there, and of course, she has been acting in our videos today. But in more recent news, something huge has just happened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big warm welcome to Miss World. It is Alexis. Welcome, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Do I have to call you Your Highness?
No, of course not. Just call me Alexis lah.
Queen,
Okay.
Queen Alexis.
Queen
I've
Alexis.
known you guys for so long, so
Yeah,
it's a bit.
I know. It's we've known
Queen of the North.
Queen of the North. That's right. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
this must be okay. First things first. I know I have to get this out of the way. Were you expecting to win or not?
Obviously, I wanted to win.
Yes.
That was the whole purpose of being there, right?
Wow, I like that answer.
Yeah.
Because unlike sometimes we ask girls, do you think you're gonna win? No lah, I'm not lah. I don't think I'm gonna win lah. That girl, that she gonna win lah. And then deep down inside, like, I want to win this, damn it.
Oh, that's probably what I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, just to be realistic, obviously every girl there wants to win. But,
Yeah.
you can't really over expect, or you can't really not expect to win as well. So what's the whole purpose of being there if you're not going to say, oh, I'm the winner, you should choose me, right?
Yeah.
True.
So Miss World, all right. How long was the process? I mean, I knew that you were about to go into a pageant, but next thing you know, it was the finale, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, right. You don't have time to keep up.
Yeah. Okay. We've been busy, but wow, that was quick.
Yeah, it was really quick. I think the whole process of the whole pageant week was really, really quick. So we only went in for less than a week.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really quick because a lot of the girls can't make it if the whole pageant week would be 2 weeks or 3 weeks prior to the gala night, right?
Right.
So I think what the organizers did was they made it short and sweet. All the challenges were done in about 4 to 5 days. But I think personally, my whole process of getting to get where I was and where I am now is a long time lah.
Yes. So you said it must be really overwhelming for you lah.
Yeah, it's still really overwhelming. It's still quite surreal. I still don't feel it. It still hasn't really sunk in yet.
Yeah. Until the real work happens.
Yeah.
You're gonna be representing Malaysia, right?
Yes.
Where are you gonna be going?
London.
Wow.
Just so you know, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, there is a crown that's sitting on our table. That is the crown of Miss World, and it's worth 4 million ringgit.
I mean, this is not the crown lah. This is the replica crown.
Yeah, I mean, if this was the real crown, we'll probably have the whole
Like the
entire
whole security guy
Yeah.
staring at us like that.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
didn't know that it's worth that
crazy.
much.
Yeah, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, 1 million to 2 million USD.
Wow.
That's okay. 1 million, 2 million. There's a lot of difference.
Yeah,
okay?
there's a lot of difference.
2 million
now.
ringgit is 8 million ringgit. 2 million USD is 8 million ringgit.
Yeah.
So is it like actual diamonds and rubies and stuff like that?
It's
wow.
all so the whole crown itself has diamonds, has rubies. It's pink, it's blue, and it's a lot of diamonds
So-
lah, basically.
Oh, it's
So
not
from-
the exact color.
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
not.
it's like much
no.
more glamour.
Yeah, I would say that.
So
yeah.
this is Malaysia's own one, right? Because like I know there are like different countries also got the different ones. So this is specifically for Malaysia itself. Wow.
So Ceres Jewels actually made like a specific crown for Miss World Malaysia. This is just a replica crown so that I can bring it everywhere I go and not have like security following me.
Okay. But when must you actually wear the real crown?
Obviously during the crowning.
Okay.
Or when like I finish my reign, or when any events, any like huge events that I go to that I can have security with me.
Okay. So have you done any of those events yet? So how many security guards did you have to like have next to you?
So far it's been okay because I've not really done any big events that needed the crown itself because it's only been a few days since I got crowned.
Okay.
So that itself, I've only done photo shoots with it.
Got it.
And one of the photo shoots one of the first few photo shoots that I did was for Ceres itself. So it was already in the place. So all the security people were already there.
Okay.
It's pretty overwhelming. So I don't really want to like touch it sometimes because it's really heavy and it's just like super expensive.
So I want to ask, like, how heavy was it?
Yeah.
Like, do you really feel
my
like your
God.
neck like
Yeah,
like,
legit.
start to crunch up?
Yeah, because on the crowning night itself, when I got crowned by Larissa Ping, which was our Miss World Malaysia 2018, obviously I was crying my balls out, but like, I didn't notice how heavy it was until I put it on and until they gave me the flowers and they were like, take your first walk. I was like doing my wave and everything. And I was like, oh my goodness.
And you heard
so heavy. So I had to like lift my head up a little bit higher so that the crown won't fall because if it falls,
Oh my god.
So wait. If it falls, whose fault is it? Is it your fault?
I would think it's my fault.
Okay. This is a stupid question because I already know the obvious answer to it. Do you get to keep the crown?
No.
Of course not.
Are you crazy? It's
Yeah,
4
yeah.
million
Yeah.
ringgit. If you ask me to keep also, I don't want to keep. It's so scary.
It's 4 million. I mean, and they also gave me like earrings to wear for the photo shoot and everything, and that was like 50,000, and then like 500,000 on my hand with rings, and like everything on me was a little bit more expensive than my life itself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I mean, like if I was crowned, I would love to keep the crown. You know what I mean?
I would love to keep the crown.
Then once my reign is over, I go sell it on eBay or something.
I don't think it works that way, Jane. It's like, I really don't think it works.
It's like I'll hold it. It's like, oh, you mean the world to me, pun intended.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So okay, like look. Now, prior to Miss World, okay, look, when you were in this pageant, okay, you met a lot of girls, I'm pretty sure. How many girls were there in total all contending?
So far, if I'm not mistaken, initially there were 24.
Wow.
And then 2 of them backed out last minute.
Okay.
Because
Alexis stepped in the room and said, oh my God, she's here? Okay, I'm taking my exit.
No. I mean, all the girls were really, really smart, to be honest. Like, all of them are so nice. And I think there's this like stereotypical mindset that like, if you go into a beauty pageant, a lot of the girls will fight. That's what everybody thinks, right? There are big cat fights and like two-faced people and stuff. But honestly, all of them was so sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to ask, any drama?
No
Because I think
drama.
like, you know the movie Miss Congeniality?
Yeah, I know.
That's a little bit over-exaggerated.
Because like, there are other pageants that basically make a reality show out of the whole pageant thing, right? And then they like I'm not sure, sometimes the drama seems kind of forced.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's fun to watch because like every different one has a certain personality that you kind of like, oh, I don't like this girl. Oh, that girl is such a bitch. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So wow. So there's no drama at all.
No, I mean, I think Miss World is a pageant that is very, very different from the other pageants because Miss World focuses on your advocacy, your beauty with a purpose cause. So that is your sole project. Your pride of your heart. So they really don't focus on, which is why we don't have any bikini rounds or we don't have any like swimsuit rounds. They don't like to show a lot of skin.
So it's not so much about the
physical.
It's not about physical appearance. It's all about the overall.
It's how you're beautiful on the inside.
Yeah, and you need to be sporty. So a lot of the girls, they go when they go international for the international pageant, you would see all the girls not being like thin and like stick figures.
They're like
not
fit, like
they're
athletic.
Yeah. So last year, I think Miss USA was like one of the top runners there, and she was muscular. muscular. She was actually super muscular.
Wow.
So I like that because it actually promotes like healthy living.
And
Okay.
you go to the
understand.
gym quite often
Yes,
as
I
well.
do.
Yeah, she does. I mean, she keeps posting out like Insta stories, and I'm like, hey, what am I
my
doing
God.
with my life?
She's so fit.
Yeah, here she is with the ropes, and there I'm, hanging by the ropes.
did you guys see the video that she posted?
Which
I think
one?
It was last week. Her chance for change, is it?
Yeah.
Did you see the video?
No, I didn't see
Oh my
it.
god, it was so inspirational. I love it.
No, tell me about it. What is it?
It's basically about baby dumping.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I caught a
Yep.
bit of that. Yeah.
Oh man, no! I like even before this, Alexis has always been very. Like for her, I always see her one weekend she'll be at Paws cleaning up the dog pound. This is a pound. You call it a pound? Sorry,
Dog
shelter.
shelter.
I'm sorry, dog shelter. And 1 minute she'll be asking for donation for Auntie Eileen. She was on the show as
yeah.
well.
Oh, I watched that series.
Yeah, and most of the time, Michelle, my wife, would be like, hey, she'll be like, oh, where did you hear this from? Oh, Alexis. I was like, oh, okay. And wow, I mean, I'm really happy for you because, okay, like to be honest, we've known Alexis for quite a while, and I know that you were previously, you did join a previous pageant, and don't mind me saying, I think that experience was, I mean, it was a great experience, but of course, a lot of things there were a lot of expectations and a lot of realities as well. But how is that different, as compared to this one? Or would you say, were you more prepared for this Miss World pageant?
In comparison to my last pageant,
Yeah.
my first pageant, I think I was a little bit more, I would say, strategic in this sense, right? So for my first pageant, what I did was I went in with the mindset of I'm gonna win,
Okay.
and like just because I work hard, I'm
Yep.
gonna get it.
Yeah.
But that's really not the mindset to go into,
Okay.
So with the second pageant, obviously, I vowed after the first pageant that I never wanted to go into pageantry again, and
Yeah.
I told a lot of people.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that as well.
Yeah.
It's like, and for me, I support it. It's like, hey, yeah, you know what? You don't need a pageant to define
Yeah.
you. I mean,
Yeah.
you're already doing so well,
Yeah.
right now as it is. And then when I saw you joining the pageant, I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is a bit surprising.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what changed your mind?
I think it's because because my mom has always been doing charity things, and
Yeah.
like giving back to society and stuff like that. So at a very young age, I was already taught to do all these things. So it's already in my blood, right? So I have always really resonated with how Miss World and what Miss World stands for, which is
Right.
beauty with a purpose, which is helping people, which is really just going out and really speaking to people about your causes or like issues that are happening in the world. So prior to the first competition, I already wanted to join Miss World.
All right.
When I was like 17, 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But then you joined a radio station.
I joined the radio station.
Yeah, I wonder which one.
And then
Oh, wait, you look familiar and you sound familiar. Didn't we work in the same radio station?
well, right after you. I was right after you. My
Yeah.
show was right after.
Yeah, and I'll be like the one sleeping over there, and then she walks in. Guys, can I use the console now? And I look at her. Who are you? She's like, I was like, oh, I
Do you
like.
know who I am?
No,
I'm the future Miss World.
Jin used to bully me all the time.
What? No, did I?
Yes, you
No, I
did.
didn't. Did I?
Surprised.
I was,
Everyone.
Not surprised.
yeah, I was
Not
19,
surprised.
so I was really young, and I was like, I think at that point the only primetime female announcer.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah, and
the
I was-
only female announcer.
Yeah, so I was really like always super timid, and it was like one of my first jobs in the industry and stuff. So I was really like, okay, if I walked in and Jin was sleeping on the couch, I'd be like, Jin, can you move around? No. Okay.
And then after I'll come in after it's like, hey, move. I want to use. Then she's like, oh, all right, give me 5 seconds. No, now. And then we'll leave her.
Shit.
We'll leave her like less than a minute before her talk spot, her talk set, and then she has to like go live, and she's like, okay, prepare everything. And after that, she'll be like stressing out.
Yeah.
But it's like that, lah. It's like
Now
that.
you know lah why everyone say you very lancy.
Bully, yeah.
I wasn't bullying her in a bad way.
No, it wasn't bad.
Yeah
it
lah,
wasn't
no lah.
bad.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, but like I remember, like for me, it's like I think we didn't really get to know each other in radio that much because when you joined, I left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, freedom. But I was still sort of like under a retainer.
Yeah.
With Astro.
I remember.
So I always go. Sometimes it was during her shift lah. Okay. So hi, Alexis, can I have like 5 minutes to record my weekend show? 5 minutes to record a 1 hour show. You know?
Yeah, he was crazy, and I take so
55
long.
minutes of music.
Yeah, I take so long just to do like 3 or 4 talk
Segments,
sets,
yeah.
and he'll
Yeah.
just go in and be like, Okay, here's gin, bye.
And after I'm done, I look at Alexis. That's how it's done.
I'll be like, you didn't even put effort in it. What do you do?
Yeah, and I kind of like got close to her after one day she came up to me and said, "Hey man, I'm leaving," and I'm like, but why? It's only been a year.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be doing this for like your first year is just your discovery year, and then after your second to your maybe fourth year, it's where you really find yourself and build your character on radio. So I was kind of like, and we had a talk over there. I was like, hey, you know what? If you're free, just come over and act with us. And she did, she did. And then
it was actually your cartoon, your animation one.
Yeah. The first thing that the first time I got her to do something with us was when I was animating a cartoon.
Yeah.
I said I need a voice, and I thought like the only the only female voice who could speak proper English, by the way, was Alexis. And I went up to her.
Understand.
Yeah, then afterward, then we worked together, and you guys have worked together with her, you guys. So and like from there all the way to this, wow, your journey has been quite. Wow, okay, would you say a very fulfilling one?
Yeah, I mean, now that I won and now that I get to really represent Malaysia, yes, definitely, because it's always been my dream. I'm not very good at sports. I mean, I do sports, but like I'm not as good as Farah Ann or whoever, right? So I definitely cannot represent Malaysia for that. So I've always really wanted to represent my country for something, and
that's great.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like people like us, we will never be able to represent Malaysia. I mean, like, you know what I mean?
You represent
I
your
represent-
platform,
I represented Malaysia. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Oh, you did?
Ice skating.
Wow.
Sorry. I thought your brother represented Malaysia. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, like, if you look back, you did radio. You did you did a bit of the online thing. You've acted. You were in Singapore and you acted in a drama.
Yeah.
You did pageants and stuff like that. Is there anything you'd go back and say that, hey, I wish I didn't do this?
No, actually, everything that I did got me to where I am now, honestly, because I didn't start with radio.
Yeah.
I started with like a TV talk show. And how I started in the industry was because I was an intern there, just giving coffee and stuff like that. So I think that's where I started, because one day one of the producers was like, we need you to go on in like 15 minutes and we don't have a host, so just go on.
Wow.
And I was like,
It's like
I didn't
You
want to
just gotta
study
do
this.
it.
Yeah, like this is not something, because I'm really camera shy.
yeah.
I'm very, very bad with cameras. I used to be.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit like frightened over going on stage and stuff, but it's what I do. So you kind of like want to fake it till you make
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah. So I think in that sense, it's been very fulfilling, because that's the reason why I cry on stage the other day, and all my pictures looked really bad, because I'm a real.
Now you cry with style. It's okay. I
No.
mean, at the end of the day, look, you got a freaking $4 million crown on your head. Okay, so no matter how you cry, you still look.
I mean,
you still look good.
Yeah, you got crowned like Miss World. Who wouldn't cry? If it was me, I would cry.
I mean, it wasn't about the win, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all about
fulfillment
what I've gone through
Yeah.
throughout the whole entire process
Yeah.
that got me here.
Yeah, exactly. And like I didn't think about, oh yeah, I won. Oh yeah, I get money, I get the crown and everything. It was never about that, because if I wanted to do that, I am already in the industry.
Yeah,
I'm
you've been
already-
doing it for a while.
Yeah, so it has nothing to do with that. So pageantry to me has nothing to do with getting exposure or getting fame and everything. It's always been about reaching out to people on the advocacies that I work with, and just really wanting to represent my country. Yeah.
Okay.
So when do you go to London for the big showdown?
Oh, I leave on the 14th or the 15th of November.
Oh, that's
Wow.
quick.
Yeah, it's
soon, yeah.
quick. It's just a few weeks, and then I will be there for a month till
Okay.
the 14th of December.
So when you're there for a month, what do you have to go through?
There are a couple of challenges.
Oh,
Miss World is like
Pie face challenge.
Actually, do
oh
they
my
not-
God.
I'm kidding.
I was like, I don't
Bottle
think
cap
it's that.
challenge. I'm
Actually, do
kidding.
they tell you what challenges you'll be going through, or you
Yeah.
only know when you get there?
No, there's different segments for Miss World. That's why I say you need to have the whole je ne sais quoi.
Okay.
You know, you
Oh,
need to be
okay.
an like you need to have everything. You need to be an all-rounder. So they have talent round, they have sports round,
Yeah.
they have a head-to-head challenge, which is your communication skills.
Okay.
They have Beauty with a Purpose, which they will review all your charity projects. And it's like really hard to get that one because it's 130 countries that you're competing with.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
It's a
Malaysia,
lot.
Malaysia has always placed in the top 20 to 30.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a lot on my shoulders.
Yeah.
but,
Wow.
yeah.
So like, joining a competition like that, okay, you're going into a room full like 24 women, ladies, or I mean the perfect. I'll call them ladies because they all look beautiful. Not to say women are not. Oh my god, what am I doing?
Stop rambling.
Yeah, I should shut. I should shut up. I should shut up.
Yeah.
Insecurities. Have you ever had them?
A lot.
I mean, like
A
throughout this
lot.
process.
Yeah.
And it gets the worst part of you.
Yeah.
What did you go through in this sense? Last pageant and this one, of course, most recent. What did you have to go through in terms of insecurity?
See, for me, my biggest fear has always been failing. You know,
Oh, okay.
like that's my biggest fear. And it's not failing myself mostly. It's failing the people who support me and failing the people who are around me.
Right.
And that's why like I really spiraled down last year after how I didn't win
Right.
in my first pageant because I know that I worked really, really hard for that. So in terms of like mental health, I would say that I really, really did go down this drain last year. I had a lot of insecurities back then. So for my first pageant, because there were bikini rounds and stuff like that, I really didn't eat at all.
Oh.
Yeah, and like I don't know if you noticed that time, I was really, really skinny.
You were.
Yeah.
And you were like working out nonstop.
Yeah.
You had this personal trainer.
Yeah.
And I had my personal chef, which was my phone, grab food. Here you have Alexis working out and like, what should I have for lunch?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I was like working out a little bit too much. So I did like high intensity training 3 times a day,
Yeah.
that kind of
that's a
thing.
bit too much.
Every single day. So it was going a little bit too much for me because I wasn't really eating as well. So in terms of like being insecure about my looks and everything, obviously when you want to look your best on stage and when you want to represent Malaysia for such a big pageant, you have to, because people are constantly online bashing you. And I had
Yeah.
I've had people say that I look like a maid, or like I look fat, or I'm not tall enough, which is true. I mean, like I'm only like 172 centimeters.
That's tall.
That's like my
You're taller than me.
Yeah.
That's like my height.
Come on. You're like only 8 centimeters shorter than me.
Yeah.
That's a lot, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but like on the international stage, you have girls from like Venezuela or like people from Philippines and stuff like that who are like crazy tall. They're like like 5 feet 11, 5 feet 10, and here I am being like 5 feet 7 to 8, so a lot of people shut me down for my looks and being a Chinese girl who is like really tan and like I don't look like a typical beauty pageant girl,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I'm not like hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess this is who I am, but like at that point I couldn't see it,
Okay.
because obviously I had to please everyone. But I think what's better about this time going into a new pageant is because like I just really was very much more strategic with my training, with who I wanted to work with, what else. Yeah. So for me, this time round, it was about really going into a pageant after achieving a lot more self-actualization and self-realization. So I had to go through that phase, I had to really just sit in my room with myself, and I had my best friend and everything to come in. So she would come in and like talk to me for like 4 hours straight and like set me straight because I was that bad.
Right.
But it made me who I am, and now that I'm here, I'm really thankful that I actually went through my first pageant.
Okay.
Yeah, because or not, I wouldn't have been as not too confident,
Right.
in that sense. I think I was trying to be someone that I wasn't back in the first pageant, and that's why maybe I didn't win.
Because there's some sort of expectation, right? Because
Yeah.
it's such a prestigious event. I think, was it Donald Trump? Is Donald Trump?
He who was the previous owner.
He was the previous owner. He's so weird, right? The president of the United States, owner of a certain pageant or whatever not.
Yeah. So I mean that one, that pageant is mainly focused on like physical beauty and stuff like that. So in that sense, not just me, but all the girls were like getting hate messages and stuff like that. Yeah, but for this one, nothing actually. Everybody has been super supportive, and I think over time, people have come to realize people have come to appreciate my craft, I would say. Yeah. So this time round, I don't have any hate, thank God, not for now.
Okay.
But yeah, we will see. Hopefully, I can live up to Larissa's expectations.
Do you get weird people coming up to you after you won? It's like, hey, we haven't spoken in a while. You know, how have you been?
I mean, yeah, a lot.
Even your previous admirers?
Like Jin Lim suddenly asking her to come into the podcast.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay, it's time to mute Ryan's microphone for a bit.
No, I mean, there is. Even during the first pageant, or even when I got into the radio station and stuff like that, when I actually became some sort of a someone.
Yeah.
Like people just came to me and just became my friend again.
Really?
I think it's kind of normal.
Yeah,
it is. How do you when you're successful or when you've gained something, you tend to have I'm not sure if the right word is leeches. Okay, that's a wrong word.
They just want to be associated with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten my fair share of that. And I'm pretty sure you have. But in your position right now, have you gotten people kind of like suddenly they were your worst enemies before and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, there goes my friend.
No, I don't think I have any enemies as for now.
Oh, you don't? You didn't know I was your enemy? I'm kidding. Oh, shit.
Then why do you invite me onto the show?
To roast you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I mean, I'm really, really happy for you.
Thanks.
I think for the first time, I think you're really kind of like happy with what you've achieved.
Yeah.
Because I've had chats with you before, and then I think I do sense sometimes although I mean yes you do share some of your thoughts with me and we do have like conversations, but I think for the first time you kind of really focused. I just saw you as like, I'm in this to win.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not here for shits and giggles and to basically strut my stuff. I'm here to win or I'm out.
Yeah.
No, but it does seem like you generally did have a much better experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like even the vibe, the aura,
the presence.
It's like you really felt as if like you really enjoyed this time.
Yeah, I did. I think like going in, like on the final night itself, a lot of the girls came up to me because they know that I joined a previous pageant before. So sometimes when they're new, they ask for advice from girls who have joined pageants before. A lot of the girls were very, very new and very fresh. So they were really scared before going up. And I said, like based on personal experiences, you can't do much anymore. On your final night, all you can do is just have fun. Yeah. And if you can't answer the question, just say thank you. Like just be thankful for being there. You can't really memorize anything anymore. Memorizing is the worst thing to do. Like for Q&As, we don't have the questions beforehand and everything, so you really don't know what you're going to be asked. So a lot of the girls were really afraid of that, but over my time and over the first beauty pageant that I went through, I learned that you just have to be thankful for being there. You just have to have fun on that night. Because with my first pageant, I was like, no, okay, I need to smile a certain way. Oh, I look really bad from this angle. Okay, you know what?
Too many things going through.
Too many things going in my mind. And then this time round, it was like, you know what? There's a sports segment. So everyone went out and like did sports rounds. And I just when I was waiting for my turn, I was just dancing to the music there, and I looked like a fool because nobody else was dancing as much as I did. But I had fun.
It's great that you're finally comfortable in your own skin. Yeah, you didn't need to have like an organization to kind of tell you that, hey, lose weight or you're gonna you're not gonna make top 12.
Yeah.
You didn't have to fit yourself into a mold. You just created your own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fitting yourself into a mold. Yeah.
And that's great. I think all girls should know that because these days I'm not saying only pageants, but society has basically become in some way or another always the type that always discriminates a certain body size. People call me fat when I post a picture up and it's like, oh, Jim fat already, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And of course it hurts a little bit, but for me it's like you could think you got to think the bigger picture. Look, I have a family, I have a daughter.
You're happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy. I have a company full of great colleagues who basically go all out to tell great stories.
Yeah.
And for me it's like, you know what? If for that, I'm willing to put that extra pound. I'm happy to be fat, man.
And it's because you're contented with your life.
Yeah, actually, that's the right thing. I was in one part of life not contented and purely envious of other people. And when you're really envious of other people, you tend to like want to be them, but kind of like don't want to be called out.
Yes.
Or like for like, trying to be someone else.
Yeah.
And then after that, when you grow up and you look back, you'll be like, oh my God, I was a dumbass.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever, like Ryan, have you ever gone through like some sort of phase like that where you kind of like go through a phase where you're kind of envious of someone and it's like, oh man, I want to be that person?
Actually, not really.
Okay, that's good for you. Yeah, that's good for you.
But I can like relate to that fact because like I used to be a lot more athletic. Believe it or not, I used to be actually be fit.
I believe you. Look at his calves, man. His calves are like the size of freaking bear up.
And then I put on and I put on quite a bit of weight.
You got weight? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like people was like, wow, Ryan's so fat now. I was like,
I mean, you're not fat. You just got fatter.
fatter, exactly.
But you're not fat.
I agree.
Okay.
Shu Fei should join a pageant.
Shu Fei is like, you're
So
not fat. You just got fatter. But
Yeah.
you say you just put on a little weight.
But like what Jin said, like I'm happy now.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with my body.
Yeah.
Do I wish I was like a little slimmer? Yeah, maybe. But like I'm not like, oh no, I need to be like a lot more skinnier and anything.
But
and I'm just happy in
we
general.
all
lah.
wish that we were something else.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. You know, when I was maybe a bit younger, 5 years ago, I watched Ryan Reynolds and I'm like, I want Ryan Reynolds' body.
right.
Because there was a magazine that basically showed him completely topless.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, if I had that body, a lot of girls would basically freaking go after me.
That's a very good point because honestly, even if you look at celebrities, right?
Yep.
This doesn't apply to all celebrities, but to quite a number of them, they get fit for their roles.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yeah.
after their roles, they just let go as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so crazy, right? Their determination their willpower is so strong that they can get to that end goal. But
Yeah.
then again, of course, with the help of like personal trainers and stuff.
Exactly,
Like that.
exactly.
No,
It's
but you
literally their job to fit into that character.
But some roles very scary. Like they have to lose a lot
Lot
of
of
weight.
weight.
You know,
Yeah.
Joaquin
Like
Phoenix,
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he lost so much
So
weight
much
just
weight.
to see the.
But not
rib
like if
cage.
you look at his interviews now, he looks like his regular self again.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes when you see when you saw Ryan Reynolds topless and super good body, it's like Ryan Reynolds is fit but like
Maybe he didn't like how he was.
maybe like I heard rumors that Chris Pratt was happier when he was fatter.
Yeah. And what about you, Shu Fei? Were you at one point in time not really contented with yourself?
I think maybe the minor things lah. But recently I got the nose piercing, right? I don't know what everyone thinks, right? It's because I'm like super sad, that's why I got it.
Yeah, because
it's because I'm happy, that's why I got it.
No,
Like,
I
I've always
thought
wanted it.
I thought girls like when they're like, okay, let's say for example they've gone through something bad, like a breakup, right? Then they go through like the stages of life where they self discovery, then they go pierce their belly, pierce their nose.
I mean, I think some people do that, but
Yeah.
for me, okay, so I have 2 piercings, right? So
Yeah.
this one, at the time, I was quite sad.
On her nose, which is like
the
a
nostril one.
nostril
Yeah,
one.
so I recently got a septum one, which is like the one that everyone says it looks like a cow lah. Okay. Yeah, but that was the piercing that I wanted for a very long time already. But I never got it because I felt like, everyone's gonna like
Judge you.
judge me, and
Yeah.
they won't like it because it's not really a norm in Malaysia.
I mean,
Yeah.
people are gonna judge you. It's hard to stop people from judging you.
Yeah.
It's how you just react to that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because your
exactly.
nose is so small and the thing is so big.
How is it big? It's so small.
Okay,
So
never
like,
mind.
the top one is sad piercing. The bottom one is happy
Yeah.
piercing.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to know the truth? Like after I posted the video, I posted a video of me getting the nose pierced, right?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, they started saying like, why you go pierce your nose? Like you ruin your face. And then like, I got a lot of unfollows after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually got a lot. Yeah.
wow.
You don't need
But
that.
yeah, when actually I thought about it, like actually I'm happy what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm happy and I like the piercing, so I don't really.
I saw the video. It looked really painful.
Yeah.
Not painful at all.
How do you dig your nose?
Just dig? Hey, honestly, people think you can't dig, but you still can.
What are we talking
So
about?
scary.
This?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Like, look, man, when no one's looking, when you're at home, after 1 week, you gotta get in there and dig out whatever you don't need to be there.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, but honestly, I feel like I'm very comfortable with myself at this point of my life. Like,
So this is
yeah.
a way of expressing your real self.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Okay.
Next thing you know, tomorrow Shu Fei come in full like sleeve tattoos. What's up?
Then do have to think about it because like I don't want to get
So
some.
permanent,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very permanent. But for piercings, I feel like it's not a big
You
deal.
can just take it
Just
off,
take
right?
it off and
Yeah.
it's
That's
just
true.
close.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
for me the biggest fear about that piercing is infection. Like,
Oh,
I've heard horror stories before. I'm like, oh my god,
No,
so
it's
scary.
not that bad. Yeah, it's really not that bad.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Alexis? Have you had any point in time really be very non-contented with your self, and then that basically led you to basically doing things that you kind of, I won't say regret, but wish that you did not do? Anything you can share to kind of like, you know, tell how you've overcome that period of time, or that, like, you know, time of life?
I mean, I think I've always been a very insecure person growing up, because when I was younger, I was like the tallest in my class because I really had like a growth spur.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing, though.
I think
it was
right now
really
you'll still be
bad.
the tallest.
No,
Yeah,
no,
she is.
no.
She's so tall, dude.
And I think now okay, but last time you know how all the guys are shorter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Especially
was
in primary
really
school.
sad. Yeah, like, I was really sad because I was 165 when I was 12.
Oh,
What?
wow.
Yeah.
You're my height now.
Yeah.
I'm so shorter than you when you were 12.
Yeah, I was 12 and I was like ahead of everyone else, right? So all the boys were like really short. So I remember, I think my mom can vouch for this. I prayed to God every day for like 1 year. I was like, please God, please make me short. And then I was like, if I reach 170, please don't
Stop
make me,
it.
stop it. And he really did. And now I'm like regretting.
Oh, man.
So I'm like,
Your biggest regret in life.
yeah, I know. God answered my prayers, but he doesn't answer everything. Yeah.
Do you believe that people make fun of people just because they're envious of them?
Yes.
And yes.
Yeah. I mean, people only, well, I always tell people this when like other people say, you know, because I have DMs coming in,
Yes.
and like it's just young girls coming to me and telling me, you know, hi, I'm like a 14-year-old girl. I'm getting bullied in school for
Yep.
being whatever, having psoriasis or like having acne and
Yes.
everything. What do I do about it, you know? And I said, look, hate comes from people who are just not contented with their own life and
Yep.
just feel better when they put other people down,
Yeah.
because then they can feel better about
About
themselves.
themselves.
Understand?
I truly believe that very much.
Yeah.
I think like the easiest way to make yourself feel good is
Yeah.
to basically make sure that your surrounding perimeter is just doing
Yes.
worse than you.
Yes.
And then you'd be like, I'm not that bad. There are other
Yeah.
people doing worse
Yeah.
than me. It's That's just a wrong mentality to
Yeah.
think.
Don't put other people down to bring yourself up.
And there's a lot of it, especially in schools now, I notice, because when like, I mean, I obviously am not in school anymore, but like when girls or even guys, they DM me on Instagram and stuff like that, and they're saying like, you know, you really inspired me, not because of like yourself, but because you're still like trying to do it again, even though you failed in your first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everyone would do that.
Yeah.
You know, because of all of the judging that will come after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have gotten people say that, this one is just a pageant chaser or
Yeah.
a fame chaser.
Yeah.
She's just doing it for the fame, lah.
Yeah.
You know, this one
Yeah.
really trying really hard to be
Yeah.
famous. But for me, it's different because I already know you.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you don't really need the pageant to really get
Yeah.
your name out there, because
Yeah.
you know you're in front of the camera. You're
Yeah.
doing dramas in Singapore.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, it's more of like, I mean, I did question why, because, you know, I know, so I mean, it's great to actually just be that bold, because not every girl would do that, especially girl, and then a guy also lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember talking to you about it and talking to Michelle about it as
Yeah.
well, because you guys were sitting down with me, and I think I told Shufei also that like I said I'll never do pageantry
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
never. But I think what I meant was the first pageant just wasn't me.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do that pageant again. Not because it's not good or anything, but it's more of like it's
Not the
just
right
not
fit, lah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
right fit
yeah.
for me. And this Miss World has it correlates with what I truly believe in, lah.
Yeah, I totally agree when she said that the first pageant wasn't her, because like
Yeah.
for us, we've worked with her. She damn sometimes damn
I'm very
crazy. Damn siao one. Okay, sometimes she can be very paya, and after she was so
I
prim and
know.
proper, I was like, dang, Alexis is different now.
I guess that's the reason why I've never thought of going to a pageant. Like, aside from my height lah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are
but
you that short? You're not that short.
Yeah.
no, but I don't think it's pageant worthy.
Oh, there she is. Come on, everybody. Let's just help
No,
her.
but like I think for pageants, right, they expect girls to be very demure, very elegant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think I fit into that.
But I mean, I do a lot of things for JTV last
Yes.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And actually, people do question me, like, oh, you know, we see you on Ginny Boy TV, and
Oh.
you're like, and I think they saw one of the sponsored ones, you know,
Yeah.
when I acted it, and I was like, what are you doing, Please, like, climb up the ladder, you know, that kind of thing. And like, they were like, oh, actually, like when I talk to you in real life, you're really like sophisticated and stuff. So why are you so different? I'm like, well, you know, the thing I love about acting is that I get to be someone that I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Number two, me joining a pageant, coming in, I am now like myself, like I can be crazy, but obviously
you still have to keep up that professionalism.
What I am has always been like, because I'm a host and because I grew up at such a very young age, I went into the industry. I've learned to really just learn how the different ways on how to speak to different people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. You know what, Alexis, I'm really, really happy for you. Before we go, I mean, do you want to say anything? Any advice to younger women out there who are going through struggles in general?
Well, it's more like you're not alone, you're not the only person that's going through it. You're not the only person who's having insecurities in life, because every one of us, not just females, but males as well. So I think live your life. People are going to judge you anyways, know. So you're going to have hate, you're going to have roller coaster rides in your life and stuff like that, but you will be okay in the end. So yeah.
Yeah. So, and also just to add to that, it doesn't mean that people who are not good looking only have insecurities.
Yeah.
Alexis already shared, look, she's beautiful. And she also has insecurities as well.
Yeah.
So insecurities happen everywhere, and it's okay to talk about it sometimes. So Alexis, all the best in London.
Thank you.
I think the only way that we can be supporting is through live streaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch it, okay?
Ryan, anything else you want to say before we go?
No.
You thinking of joining?
I'm just thinking about the 4 million crowd.
You can wear this crown first.
Oh, do it, Ryan, do it. All right, the crown is on Ryan's head. Would you like to say anything, Mr. World?
I wish for world peace.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much for listening to us. Shufei, before we go, you want to say anything else?
I'm really happy that Alexis actually won, and I hope she wins when she goes to London. Yeah, she's always been like a sister to me ever since I met her. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. And make sure you guys follow us on our Instagram page, and of course watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify, and of course on iTunes as well. We will speak to you next time.